Well, this had potential to be a pretty okay show, and then everything fell off a cliff into a bottomless pit where Vince McMahon and his group of circle jerks, aka Bruce Pritchard, Johnny Ace, and Kevin Dunn, laugh hysterically knowing that their show has been god awful for the past 2 years. More like 5. I'm Boss 6. I'm back with another video, and today I'm reviewing Raw, and in the background my Apex Legends is downloading, or updating if you will. This show was abysmal. Now, before I get into anything, I apologize for not uploading for the past couple of days. I had family meetings to go to. I had a wedding to go, or a wedding reception I had to go to. And Dynamite, I'm going to try to watch, but I do have plans on, what's the word I'm looking for? On Wednesday. I couldn't think of the word. I couldn't think of the day for some reason. And then Friday, I might be able to watch SmackDown. But next week, I don't know if I'll be able to review it because I am graduating next week. Yay! I'm going to be out of school finally. It's been a long road, guys. It really has, and I'm not going to be ready for the real world. But anyways, the show was a dumpster fire. It had okay matches, but the rest of the show was so bland and unwatchable. Now, a new thing I would like to add is that every match that happens, I'm going to do it on a star rating system. And I'm not going to go crazy like Dave Meltzer on a windy day, but I'm going to do it in my own personal preference. So, if you guys disagree with what I said, let me know down in the comment section below. Or if you agree, let me know down in the comment section below. Anyways, we start off the show with a recap of what happened last week of the main event between Strowman and McIntyre. If Strowman won, he would have got added to the WWE title match at WrestleMania Backlash, because that's a thing for some reason. MVP, or we get a footage earlier of MVP, Sonya Deville, and Adam Pearce backstage. We're going to do a coin toss, and whoever, lands on heads or tails will get to face Lashley tonight. Drew and Braun show up. Braun says, we don't want to play any coin toss. And Pearce says, Braun, you going with tails? He's like, yep, it's tails. Okay, we're going to have Lashley versus Braun. We're going to have Lashley versus Braun. Okay. So, we get to the actual show, 5 minutes in. Styles and Omos are back. Yay! I don't know what happened to them. I hope they're both okay. They had the virus. I hope they're okay because Omos looks good. AJ looks good. Phenomenal. Omos! Aha! That was a terrible pun. But it's time to make fun of this show for how god-awful it's been. So, they're here and they say, well, where have we been for the past couple weeks? We've been out on the beaches, getting some sun and, having some margaritas and all that stuff. I wouldn't let Omos talk because he doesn't seem like a talker. He's a pretty good big man, but I would have let him talk. He does sound intimidating, though, I will admit. The New Day show up. They're having a rematch for some reason. The show is so formatted, so god-awful. I hope they take notes from AEW next time. New Day versus Styles and Omos. Well, New Day were saying stuff, but I didn't really care about it. Well, they were saying that, every time we get a tag title opportunity, we win and all that stuff. I don't know why. I don't hate the New Day, but yeah, having that many title reigns is a little bit too much. So, New Day versus Styles and Omos. I give it 2 stars. It wasn't bad. It was like Kofi does trust fall and basically about killed himself. But it was just just a way to show almost that he can, a way to show off almost. A Kali-like bomb, but almost knows how to do the Kali bomb. Phenomenal form off of his shoulders. He pins Woods 1, 2, 3. Styles does. Pins Woods 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm fine with that. Then Sonya Deville and Charlotte Flair backstage. I'm going to get into that here in a minute. Pierce shows up. He's saying that we got to talk about something. Then in the Eva Marie video package, Eva Marie is back. Evolution. As at this point, I'm questioning why I'm watching the product, but at the same time, I've been like that for the past couple of weeks. I don't really care about Eva Marie, but if she wants to be back in the ring, good for her. I can care less, but good for her. Join the Evolution and all that stuff. Okay, whatever. Don't care. Kayla Braxton with MVP and Lashley. Kayla was on the show a lot, and she's looking fantastic. And good for her coming out as bi. And if you have a problem with that, you can get off my channel. Because I don't want any people making sexist or racist comments or people being butthurt about, oh, well, or something like, well, if she came out as bi, I should harass them. No, we don't need harassment here at Antelope Incorporation. Boss Antelope Incorporations. That is a name that I'm going to be sticking with to the day I die. That is a terrible company. To be fair, WWE has been a terrible company for the past 5 years. So, yeah, MVP saying that Lashley, is going to beat the hell out of Strowman tonight. More on that here later. We get a recap of New Day and Damian Priest throwing tomatoes at Jackson Riker, The Miz, Morrison, and Elias. For reasons. And then Riker and Elias try to throw him at the New Day because, they have ice packs all over them. Riker throws at one. I'm thinking that Riker, throwing things at a black person would be the best thing in the world for him. Yeah, Jackson Riker's a toxic piece of crap that should be off my television screen. He should not be there. He's problematic as hell, and he sucks in the ring. But anyways, he throws one, and Orton just shows up. He hits him. We're going to have a tag match later, and then Riddle's like, hello, Randy. It's like, hello, Clarice. Except the Silence of the Lambs movie was way better than Matt Riddle in his prime. I don't like Matt Riddle, in case you can't tell. So we get a recap of Flair being unsuspended because we needed that. Charlotte Flair versus Dana Brooke. This was a quarter match. Actually, you know what? I'll be fair. It was a 1-star match. Okay, look. Dana tries. God bless her. She is not the best in the ring, but she's trying. Flair doesn't care. It don't care about Flair. In the end, it was kind of sloppy. Charlotte could care less in the ring. Just send her home. She wants to be with Andrade. And Andrade is facing Alberto El Patron of all people. Coming up soon in May. In AAA. Okay, cool, don't care. Charlotte slaps on the figure 8, taps out, and then, Mandy hits a running knee and tries to scare off Charlotte, and then Sonya shows up. We cut the break and then we come back. Sonya comes down. She said, well, since I unsuspended you, what would you want? Charlotte wants the title match, because go figure. Talking about how she beat Rhea Ripley and won the NXT Women's Champion. And beat Asuka after Asuka was undefeated for 2 years. So you're basically saying that you buried people, Charlotte, just to make you bury people. And then Sonya says, well, your attitude, since the men have a triple threat at Backlash, why don't the women have one? As at this point, you should just Rhea should just not be champion, lay the title down on her feet, and just have a finger poke of doom situation. Because might as well do that. Why don't you just bury the division? Because you have been for the past 4 years. Why does Charlotte need to be in the picture? She does not need to be in the title picture. She's whining and complaining about not being at Mania, and she wanted a title opportunity, but she never got it. But whenever Ripley comes in, Asuka gives her a title defense. Yeah, maybe it's because Asuka doesn't want to get buried again like she has been for the past 2 years now, Charlotte. Because you buried her once at Mania 34, and then a couple weeks before Mania 35 for no discernible reason other than to put Charlotte Flair in the world title picture. Grow up, Vince. She's her golden goose. She is the John Cena of the women's division, and I am sick of it. I am sick and tired of Charlotte Flair. I hate her being on my screen. I don't hate her as a person, but I hate her as a character. Ric Flair's nepotism project needs to be off my television screen. You know what? Hell, I'll go farther. David Flair was better on his worst day than Charlotte was on her best day. And David Flair had no business being in the ring, but at least he knew when to get out of the company. He was only there because he was Ric Flair's son. You could say that, well, David was the Ric Flair's nepotism project. Well, yes, he had the U.S. title on him. They didn't put the world title on him because, well, at that point, WCW were flip-flopping the title. I mean, for God's sake, they gave it to Vince Russo and David Arquette, of all people. No offense to David Arquette. Many offense to Vince Russo, who I cannot stand in, the wrestling community. But at least with David, his character was so wacky and goofy that was somewhat enjoyable. Charlotte's character is so bland and generic. I don't want her on my screen. Send her home after Backlash. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, after that little rant, Ripley comes out saying that this is bullcrap. She doesn't deserve it. She doesn't deserve it. I'm 100% with you, Ripley. You look gorgeous today. Asuka comes out saying that, nobody is ready for her. And then Ripley gets in Tony's face saying she doesn't deserve it. She doesn't deserve it. Flair attacks Ripley. Asuka attacks Flair. Asuka's standing tall. Why are they putting this on Sonya? What did Sonya do to deserve this? She looked great, by the way, tonight. Where are we at now? Okay, Kayla with Humberto Carrillo backstage, and they show clips of, the little feud that's going on between Humberto Carrillo and Sheamus for the U.S. title. And then Sheamus attacks, and it said, better luck next week. Then Sonya and Pierce are backstage, and Sonya and Pierce said, you should have consulted with me, or not like that. That would have been interesting, and that would have been weird because, Sonya's part of the LGBTQ community, but I digress. Saying that, we need to work things out, and this is not how the powers is. This whole authoritative figure stuff, I can't handle Pierce like an authoritative figure. I love Adam Pierce. His stuff in ROH is phenomenal. He is not an intimidating authoritative figure. So then we get John Morrison versus Damian Priest. Okay. We have a little promo. Priest's promo was so scripted. It was amazing. And, Miz talking about his accomplishments. And John Morrison kept saying giant drip drip. John Morrison all over the screen. Have fun on seeing that. This was okay. 2 1/4, I guess. I mean, there was a pretty cool Spanish fly off the top. But in the end, Miz caused Morrison, hit the lights, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then, Mansoor and, Adam Pierce backstage. Mansoor is now a Raw competitor. Okay, cool. I have nothing against Mansoor as a person. Sheamus shows up. He says that he wants to challenge him. Okay, more on that here in a little bit. And then, Kayla with MVP backstage, talking about what's going to happen tonight between Braun and Lashley. And then immediately we get to our after commercial break. We come back. And we get Lucha House Party versus Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin. This was a half star. I did not care. Why is Shelton Benjamin and, Cedric Alexander taking business? Oh, because they want to break up the Hurt Business. Well, break up the last 2 remaining members of the Hurt Business, that is. Why break them up in the first place, Vince? It's obviously that you don't like their color because, for God's sakes, you said the N-word whilst passing Booker T in 2005. Apparently, Vince has been around Hulk Hogan way too much. And apparently, he likes to replay that clip of Hogan saying the N-word in a private meeting in 2005. Because, sweet Christ, Vince. Why are you you're basically just shoving Benjamin and Shelton down the card when they don't need to. They were part of the Hurt Business, arguably the best faction in years. Hell, I'd say the best faction since the Bullet Club, before it became nothing but a t-shirt brand, with a few notable exceptions of Kenta and the Gorillas of Destiny. Jay White is there for what he is. Lucha House Party win. Shelton and Benjamin, they're broken up. Shelton says, Alexander sounded hoarse. I don't know what happened to him, but it's just mind-boggling that they're broken up. Whew. Shelton and Benjamin are no more. And then Angel Garza and Drew Gulak are backstage, and Garza has a rose with him. And Gulak says, "Is that for me?" And he's talking about his win-loss record. While Gulak has no business saying about anyone's win-loss record because he hasn't been featured much. And then Garza said, "I'll take this rose and shove it up your ass." We'll get to that here in a minute. Then Kayla with Benjamin backstage. He said that, Shelton, he talked to himself in third person. No, he did it. He said that Cedric is going to learn to respect him and all that stuff. Okay, I wouldn't mind these two fighting, but what's the outcome of it? Seriously. Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak. This would have been a great match on main event. It probably would have been a main event of main event. This was a one-star match. Gulak kind of got squashed here. Well, not squashed, but got in little to no offense. Wing Clipper 1, 2, 3. And then Garza put the rose in Gulak's pants and kicked it. He put the rose, lifted up, Drew Gulak's underwear or his trunks, put the rose on his ass, and kicked it. Great representation of what the product has become. Just, oh my God. By the way, Corey Graves, I forgot to mention this during, the Miz and Morrison thing. We got that whole recap of the tomatoes being thrown during the Miz TV. Corey Graves saying, Corey Graves is just abysmal in commentary. Well, commentary has been worse as the years went on. At least last year he had Tom Phillips and Samoa Joe. This year's just been shitty. I just admit it. But Corey Graves saying that, something happening to Miz being disrespectful. Oh, Corey Graves has no right to say anything about being disrespectful. The fact that he left his wife and children to be with a girl that looks like an Oompa Loompa and has no charisma, has no right to be in a ring, aka Carmella. So Corey Graves has nothing to say about being disrespectful. The fact that he left his wife and his child that has autism to leave them for no discernible reason other than be a total dick and a jackass. Because, he got a concussion. Oh, guess what? I knew they got a concussion when I was playing football one time, and guess what? I still got at least some brain cells. I know how to at least respect women. Corey Graves is a toxic piece of human individual feces. I digress. Riddle and the Viking Raiders backstage. Riddle confuses the Vikings with the Raiders. Get it? Football puns. I don't care about this. Riddle meets up with Orton. Orton could literally care less. Talking about their tag match that they're going to have against Riker Elias. Orton just does not care. A lot has happened to Randy over the years. He's lost a lot of people. But Orton is just there for a paycheck. It's like Brock Lesnar. He's only there for the pay. Saying that we may be a team, but we've only won one match. Okay, whatever. RK Bro, Orton and Riddle versus Riker and Elias. This was not a 3-star, Jesus Christ. 3 and 4 star. Well, not a good match. Riker can't work to save his life. Elias tries, Riddle's a creep. RKO to, Elias and a floating ball right on top of Elias's head, which had to have hurt. They win. Okay, they're 2-0 now. Hooray! Pew the confetti. Kayla withdrew backstage, saying that, he doesn't care if he'll beat the hell out of Strowman and Lashley if he has to. And then Strowman shows up saying that I'll become WWE Champion by Backlash. Sheamus versus Mansoor. This may be the best match on the show. I give this 2.5. This was a pretty good match, I will admit. 2 3/4. 2 3/4. I'll say 2 3/4 actually. Sheamus did get busted open. I think it's because Humberto dropkicked him. Mansoor got some offense. Sheamus, kind of toying with him a little bit. Goes for the brogue, but Carrillo drop kicks, and that's DQ. But in the end, nothing could stop it. Sheamus with the brogue kick to Carrillo, then a brogue kick to Mansoor. Okay. If they're setting up a United States title match between these two, I will be all for it. It's probably one of the best things going on Raw so far. Then Alexa's Playground. What the hell am I watching is what I put. Alexa singing like a nursery rhyme was abysmal. I can sing better and I sound like a retarded Muppet. Seriously, I sound like Elmo after a crack addiction. I sound like Kermit after he got strangled by Miss Piggy for 5 minutes. My falsettos are so Kermit the Froggy that I'm pretty sure Kermit lost chromosome afterwards. But I digress. It's kind of like Jeff Scott Soto. I didn't care. Why do I care? I don't. Lana and Naomi versus Jackson Baszler tag title match. This was a quarter star. Literally went 2 minutes. I did not care about this match. I didn't. The women's tag division should not be a thing. Baszler's carrying the team. Jax is terrible. Lana tries, but she's not a good wrestler. Naomi's good. You could have put any other person besides Charlotte in the Raw women's title division. Ay. MVP and Lashley backstage, hyping up the main event. Then we get to the main event. Strowman versus Lashley. I give this 2.5. It was fine. McIntyre shows up. He joins commentary. It was an okay power for power. But in the end, Braun runs into Drew. Then Drew shoves Strowman while the ref is watching. It should have been a DQ, but the bell didn't ring. Spear, 1, 2, 3. Claymore to Lashley and a Claymore to Braun. Drew stands tall, and then commentary says, "Oh, it's been announced that Lashley's gonna take on McIntyre next week." Okay, cool. Didn't care. This is what this show deserves. Hold on. If you haven't noticed, I've been ripping up my notes for the past few weeks. It's because I'm going to keep doing that until Raw pulls its head out of its ass. Because, my God, this product has been nothing more than watered down bread. And don't tell me that thing doesn't get annoying after the past 5 minutes. Anyways, what did you guys think of the show? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Let me know down in the comment section below. I am BossLP6. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Join the herd. I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace out.